What's going on, everyone? Welcome along back to the channel. Today we have something pretty special coming your way. We have, as we've seen recently, my feature on the DrivingMaul's channel, we had a look at the first episode of going inside the All Blacks, All Black edition of the DrivingMaul. Now, following up from that, we are coming back to the home, coming back to the crib, where we're going to be having a look at the first All Black squad to be selected for 2018, with the squad only a matter of probably days away by the time this one hits the internet. We should be having a look at who's going to be making that team. So I've got a couple of guests joining me, and of course, repaying the favour to Paul, who nicely let me come onto his show. We've got him back on the crib. Paul, welcome back along. You're ready to dig deep into the All Blacks for 2018?
I am ready to rumble. Let's go.
God, that was nice and simple, wasn't it? And of course, we've got the offsider from all the way up in the North Island as well. Ashwin, joining for the first time on the channel. You must be super excited. I never thought about that.
I'm so excited. I've got my bowl of cereal, my cornflakes here. I'm just pouring the milk in there. I'm ready to go.
Oh, that's a great start. We've got the cereal jokes coming out already. You can't wait for more of them. Goodness, should be good. All right, let's get into it. We've got, obviously, a full squad to pick. So will it be 33? Will it be 34, 35? I don't think anyone really knows. You're going to take a stab at what number we're going to be getting?
33. All the threes, 33.
33.
I've been to bingo recently.
I was just don't go near two fat ladies.
So we're going to be going with 33 players. Now, first thing I wanted to ask you guys, we're not going to be talking about exactly players with this question, but do you think the All Black selectors are going to be thinking about players who are going to be leaving the country post-Super Rugby this year for the June internationals?
You know.
Yes.
Yeah, no, and
I
yes.
think they will because... Yeah, nah. That's perfect, actually. A year, nah. But no, I think they'll always look at people that are leaving if injuries require it. If injuries don't require it, then no.
That's right. There's no one leaving that was really first choice in the squads last year anyway. So I mean, maybe Sopwanger, but yeah, apart from him, there's no one who was in there anyway. So yeah, no. So in other words, they won't deliberately leave someone out because of that, but totally, unless the name's Peartown and you don't sign a piece of paper you've agreed to sign, or actually you sign it but don't give it back. But everybody else, yeah. So no, I Sopwanga's the only person that might get in there, or on merit on the whole, to be honest with you. And yeah, I can't see him being picked.
So there's going to be no repeat of the Karaballo incidents. Good.
Not this close to the World Cup, and not with the well, yeah, as Ashwin said, if we suddenly have both Richard Moanga and Damon McKenzie and Ihia West, because obviously he's high up the pecking order, all injured, then maybe, you never know.
Oh, you left out Perifeta then, and Bryn Gatlin.
Yeah, that's because Ihia West is so much higher than those guys.
Yeah.
Anything else to add, Dash, from there? I cut you off before.
No, I was just going to basically say, yeah, no, Supper wasn't the player that I was thinking of, basically, in the fact that he was sort of second cab off the rank, sort of last year, apart from injury. So, yeah, that'd be the only one that I could see that they might bring in. But, yeah, that's about it.
Right, let's start off then.
If we just run through those players that are going, I mean, who we got going? It's Ihia West is going, and he was never there anyway. Sopwanga maybe. Tamanavalu made it after a whole bunch of injuries last year. Who else? Kano, I mean, let's be honest, he's past it. Messam hasn't been in the squad for a long time. I'm trying to think who else is going now, but that's most of them, isn't it?
That's
Charlie Nartai again. Charlie Nartai hasn't been in there for a while. So that's most of the players are going.
Actually, it's interesting with the Natai. I don't think they'd, even if they had injuries, I don't think they'd go to Natai, tell you the truth.
No, he's been out
the last
too long.
80 minutes.
Problem is he's not even playing centre for the Chiefs, and he's not a fullback because of the whole concussion issues. At the end of the day, unfortunately.
Right, so we weren't talking specific players then, but we did anyway. Anyway, let's go on to specific players, but we're going to start at the other end of the field, though. We'll start with the big guys in the front row. Props. Now, obviously, most of these guys pick themselves, don't they? The likes of Moody's, Franks. They're probably the big two. They're going to be straight away in your team.
You can't just go props. You've got to go 1, then 3. Surely you're going 1, 2, 3. You said we're going in order.
Okay. Who are your ones? Name me your ones. What number ones have you got?
Oh, they're loose heads, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Loose heads, then tight heads. They're the number 3s. The hookers in the middle. They're just the 2s. Hence why we go props. So we'll go props.
Props is much easier because you got to remember that they will pick a tight head that can play the other side of the scrum. They generally do.
They don't think they're going to pick 6 props.
Oh yeah, well yeah, 6 props probably. Tell you the truth, yes. Yep. Now that you mention it, but they'll still be looking for something that could give them that versatility of playing both sides.
So if you're going to go with 6 props, that's an awful lot. Anything I've listed down's only got 5. So my squad's only going to go with 5.
Oh, yeah, 5.
I talked about Moody. I've talked about Franks. Probably the 50-50s. Lalala, Tuanga Fasi, Kane Hames, Tim Perry. Anyone out there as well? I don't know. Well, who makes your guys 5 props to the list? Wyatt Crockett.
Well, is Moody fit?
Yes.
Well, by the
he's
time the All
back.
Blacks should come around.
He's got 2 games to show his fitness. I don't think it's about showing his ability. I think it's just about showing his fitness in it. And I think 2 games is more than enough for him to come back, and then the All Blacks can use him off a bench anyway.
If Moody's back in time, then obviously you're talking Franks and Moody clearly there. Crockett's gone and retired, hasn't he? So he can't go. I mean, Perry went on the November tour, but I don't think he actually saw any game time. So Tuanga Fasi, definitely he'll be in there, and Lualala if he's as well. So that makes 4.
A new player. Nepo Lualala.
Yeah, Nepo Lualala.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
He's not played for the All Blacks either, Tim Perry, just for reference. Continue.
Has he?
No.
Yeah, no, I wasn't thinking. So Lualala and Tuanga Fasi will definitely see them there, and then it's going to be the stop laughing. I've had enough of this already. And yeah, I'd go with Hames as the 5th one if you're only going to let me have 5. But then I'd have two. Oh, dear me, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Tuanga Allen.
TA.
Yep. No, you can't do that. No.
Oh, come on, we haven't got past some props. You can't start on that yet. So we've got to at least get to the back row first before we start on that.
Hey, what about? I'm going to throw a name out there. What about Alatoa?
Oh.
He's been good around the field. I mean, it's hard to gauge his scrumming ability because the Crusaders pack as a whole always goes well. So him by himself, mind you, then the All Blacks can be quite Crusaders pack. But I actually think that he's played quite well, and I'm wondering whether he's putting his hand up.
Yeah, seeing if they'll pick a front rower to start on a new one, especially when Kane Hames has definitely been their go-to guy. Already picked up 9 caps to his name. He's been the sort of one that they've been building into that position. So for me, I'll definitely agree with the rest of yours, Lalala, Tuanga Fasi, Franks and Moody. But I'll throw Kane Hames in there as my 5th one. And if an injury occurs though, that's when guys like Alatoa definitely come into the mix.
Well, do you think Alatoa is going to play for New Zealand or is he going to play for Samoa?
Who comes knocking first?
I thought he'd come over here to try and crack the All Blacks. That was my understanding. But I haven't personally spoken to him, so I'm not 100% sure.
Actually, that's true because he actually came over from the Waratahs, didn't he? Yep, he'll be there. He'll be in it. Alatoa is going to be there. So drop.
Who are you dropping?
Which side's he? Oh, can I drop Jeffrey, or is that the wrong side?
He's a loose head. I believe Alatoa is a loose head. I could be wrong. Where's my research department?
Got 5 anyway. So you got to put 5 on.
No, it's 6.
Okay, well, you go on the 6, then you can throw another one. You can have Tūmanga Allen and Alatoa then.
There you go, done.
There you go. So you're sorted.
Didn't you head Moody? Oh, geez, my mind's got Moody. And who was the other Crusaders from? Franks.
Franks.
Laulala Haynes. Did you have Haynes?
Tūmanga Allen and Alatoa.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll drop Tūmanga Allen and have Haynes.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's a bit
So
of
yeah,
mix.
Cotti, Haynes, Luilala, Tuangafasi, Alatoa, and somebody else. Moody. There we go. That's my
There's
6.
a 6. Props are hard, aren't they? God, stupid props.
They
Why
are.
don't we start with them? You going to agree with him, Ashwin? You going to mix it up?
Yeah, look, I mean, no, I'm actually going to agree with them because it's like the 5. If we had 5, then we had the 5. We had Moody, Franks, Laulala, Hames, and Tongafasi. And if we had 6, Alatoa comes into the mix. I wouldn't be surprised if Alatoa pushes off Tongafasi out.
That's a fair enough shout.
I'm not saying that it will happen because I've invested a bit of time in him. I think they're looking for him to come through and build. But then you've got someone like Alatoa that's basically come on the Super Rugby scene and been doing the good, bringing the game.
Well, he was doing a good thing over in Australia first, wasn't he? The Waratahs.
Yeah, for the Waratahs. None of these.
There's no easy task to make an Australian scrum look good.
Exactly. Hey, and you know what? If they did pick Alatoa, and then obviously the Aussies will pick his brother, that'd be game on in the Test match, eh?
That's the reason to pick him, isn't it? Okay, we've picked props. Let's go on. Hookers, this one's much easier. You probably only need to pick 3 of these guys. But there's pretty slim pickings through here. Cody Taylor, Nathan Harris. Probably if you're going to pick 2. If you're going to pick a third, though, do any of the Hurricanes boys, injuries, form, fitness, even come into your reckoning? And another name I'll throw in there for you, Liam Coltman.
Well, he's been on tour with the All Blacks, hasn't he?
Wider, yes.
Yeah, wider. Yeah. So he'd be in the mix for the 3, I'd say. That would. I mean, like I've forgotten the Cody Taylor's backup at the Crusaders. Do you want to throw that one in there? Name's escaped me. Sorry.
This is the beauty.
Ben Fennell or
videoing.
Andrew McAloa?
Ben Fennell. Nah,
Ben Fennell's
Ben
injured.
Yeah, okay. Well, that rubs around. Then Coltman's got a shot, I reckon.
So none of the Crusaders, the Hurricanes guys, even going to make it into a look
Well,
at.
Ricky Riccatelli obviously is the one because he gets most of the game time as well. Obviously, my favourite before the Super Rugby season started, Asafa Amoa, but he hasn't had the game time, and when he has, he really hasn't set the world on fire.
And Ricky Telly's throwing's been all over the shop. So that's why I'm kind of So yeah, I'm a bit worried about Ricky Telly's line out throwing.
There we go then. That was easy. Three hookers, too easy. Pimp them
So
out.
what are we going with? Taylor, Harris, and third one, Coltman.
Coltman.
He has played 1 cap for the All Blacks as well. So
Yeah.
he's also finally got that one.
It depends on how Amua came across during the tour last year in November. If they liked him on tour, then they'll pick him, irrespective of what he's doing for the Canes. But yeah, they should go Coltman.
Part of the process, isn't it? Part of the process of the All Blacks. We'll move on. Next position into the second row, the locks. I mean, most of these guys do pick himself. I mean, it's going to be hard to see anyone pushing out a Whitelock, Retallick, Romano, or a Barrett, but let's discuss it. You guys are Blues guys. How about old Paddy? Any chance of him making his return into the All Black fold?
No.
Pelotu, I'm talking about.
Yep. Do they take 4 locks or do they take 3?
4.
Yeah, so then Paddy comes into the mix then, doesn't he?
Well, no,
Why?
I've got
Romano.
Whitelock, Retallick, Romano, and Barrett.
Sorry, yeah, Romano and Barrett. Yep.
So that leaves the likes of Dominic Bird, Alex Ainley, Franklin, Himopo, underrated players at the Highlanders.
Maybe, but they're not going to get anywhere near the squad.
So the second row picks itself. I mean, there's not much debate going on about that one, right? Loose forwards.
No, not really.
There's a lot loose forwards you can pick from here. Who makes a sure thing into this loose forwards role?
Kane.
Yes, Sam Cane, Matt Todd. He is sure thing.
No,
Sam Cane's injuries.
No, Sam Cane is a sure thing. Theofita, Liam Squire, they're the kind of sure things. As would be Kieran Reid, but clearly he's injured. But those
injured at the moment, eh?
What was that?
Liam Squire's injured at the moment.
He's just coming back for the Highlanders.
He's got the thumb injury. They had to re-break or redo the thumb.
So maybe he could be out. Does that open the door for the likes of Luke Whitelock, Elliot Dixon to come into the mould? How about Gareth Evans?
Not Elliot Dixon, but Luke Whitelock for sure.
So you're chopping out the Southland guy. Why do you have to do this to the Southland guy? Couldn't leave it. I mean,
yeah, no, look, I like Elliot Dixon, but I just think that his game hasn't been as strong as previous years. Not for me, anyway.
No, that's so. How many do we think we're going to have? Probably 5 players. So you're looking at Sam Cane, Fafita, Sam Cane, Fafita, Arnie Surveyor, Liam Squire if he's not injured, and Akira Ioane.
That was my next question, was going to be whether Akira done enough to get in. You're a bit light on 7, so that aren't you surely with only, Hardy Savia and Kane?
Yeah, but
so
it's
two out of 5 are 7s.
And you got, 3 number 8s?
Well, 6s. Fafita's a 6.
Fafita's a 6. I mean, Akira Ioane basically plays any position in the back row.
Well, 6 or 7, 6 or 8.
6 or 8.
And Squire's an 8, and Squire's a 6 as well.
Yeah, and the fact that apart from the trip to the Republic, which will obviously be then the following week in Argentina. Obviously, we're looking at the French.
Oh, slow down.
Actually, we're going too far ahead, aren't we?
Where are you going to play 3 games against France?
France, yeah. So exactly. So if we do have a problem at 7, it's easy to bring Matt Todd in. He's always been on the fringes anyway. So, yeah. I mean, so there we go. I think that's settled it, really, eh?
I personally would go with another one. I'd go for Todd or Taufua in there sort of player to even the balance a little bit more. But I'll let you have your heavy 6 and 8 roll in there to build those guys through. So that's your pack, all decided already. No real surprises. We've gone through the whole forward pack, and I'd say Liam Coltman's probably the biggest shock out of all this.
Yes, he is. Definitely.
He is. Absolutely. I just back on your Taufua. There's something that they see missing in Taufua's game. Otherwise, they would have picked him by now. You know, everybody's going on about he's having a great season. He is having a great season. He had a great season last year. It was a great season the year before. But they didn't pick him.
Never good enough to make it to the black jersey for him. What a shame.
Well,
quality player.
I don't think it's the fact that he's not good enough for a black jersey. I think there's something missing that they want in the number 8 position, or or the position that he fills that he's not giving to the All Black selectors. I don't know what that is. I'm not saying maybe line out, but there's definitely something in the game that they obviously they don't see in him, and the fit for what they're looking for in their game plan.
Interesting. Anything to add on the pack, Paul, before we move on to the excitement of the back line?
No, that's our 18 players in the forwards. So that leaves us with 15 for the backs.
Perfect. I'm glad someone's keeping count because I'm sure as hell not. Right, let's move on. Scrum halves. I think this is the most contentious position. You sure you got your Aaron Smith?
Chance.
for a bolter, Aaron Smith and Perenara. Who's going to take number 3? Pulu, everyone's favourite TTT, Triple T. Yes, let's get on that bandwagon. Brad Weber, Mitchell Drummond, Bryn Hall. Anyone to take it on the surprise there? Or are we going to go boring old and just go for our Pulu?
No, I don't think it's going to be Pulu. No, he didn't go on the November tour, did he? So why would they suddenly go with him now? I think Weber was the guy, and I think that's why they sent him on the Maori tour at the end of the year. because to get some game time because he'd been injured. But I think he might have played himself out of it. And I'm going to actually go with Mitchell Drummond.
I'm agreeing with Paul in the sense that Brad Weber, unfortunately for him, he's been injured. Triple T's coming. And he's been playing well, and Brad Weber hasn't had the game time to say, "Hey, I'm back." So effectively, it's really down to Triple T and Mitchell Drummond.
I think at the start of the season, especially when Pulu went injured, I think Tahuriorangi was the guy to take that opportunity. He was the one in pole position, you could say, to take that one. But I don't think he's taken it. I don't think he's been good enough to really push that case. And I'd agree, Weber, he's been injured too long and looked out of it. Pulu's injury hasn't helped him either. And it falls back to performing team with performing players. And yeah, Drummond definitely looks like one of the guys definitely on the shout. So I'd probably agree with you, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Tahuriorangi in there just because they seem to like him.
No. Just so Steve Hansen has a chance to say his name properly.
Yeah, and get abused by the media for saying Triple T again.
But there's also an element of you can only learn so much by watching from the side of the pitch until you've actually trained the kid or trained the guy. Sorry, yes, I'm old. I call these people these grown-up young men kids. Until you've actually kind of been on the park and actually tried to sort of beast him and watch him until he throws up, you don't know what his kind of character's like. So for that, I think they might bring Triple T in just to get a close-up look of him.
So if you're picking the squad, who are you going to put in? Who's your third?
I think Mitchell Drummond long term, and I'm going Triple T short term.
I'm going Triple T. I like that. He brings this excitement factor for me that that the All Blacks do look for. They generally don't go for the guy that's just ticking the boxes. They do look for somebody who ticks the boxes and brings something. And that scary mouth guard with the looks like he's missing teeth brings something.
And imagine the prospect of him going to Australia and South Africa later in the year if he does, or even if France have their own commentators. I'm more thinking about his name. Like they can't say Chris Fiawi Sortia, let alone Tahuriorangi. So what hope do they have? It'll just be chaos. They'll be calling him Triple T as well. They'll be getting themselves in hot water. So I'm looking forward to that. That's why I'm picking him.
Yeah, good.
To get the excitement from the commentary team. Got to get it on my side. Paul's plotting.
Yeah, how do you? I'm trying to figure out how you say Triple T in French.
Do you know any French at all?
Or something like that. Yes, toi.
There we go. We're multinational here on the channel.
We're ignorant. That's what we are. Absolutely ignorant. I'm sorry about this, but yes.
Right. Let's move on before we dig a hole any further on that matter and then go into the fly halves, number 10s. And, this is another position where we could see something interesting. Bowden Barrett, Damien McKenzie, you'd say sure things?
It's Bowden Barrett, Damien McKenzie, and it's end of story. Ohio West hasn't done anything and he's leaving at the end of the year. Hunt has been so poor he's dropped down the order. Whilst Falcon and Smith have both looked good, they're both very raw. So all you're coming up to Auckland. I don't think Gatland or I want to say Perinara, but I've got some Perifetta. There we go. Why don't I? Anyway, it's not. And Perifetta, I don't think either of them have been consistent enough to warrant a jersey at this point. I think they're both. It's their first proper season. Super Rugby, so I think they're both post-World Cup guys.
We're trying to add something to something there's nothing really to add to, isn't there? As you said, 3 guys pick themselves. That's it.
Done.
End of story. Flush Dunny, move on.
It's against the fact that they've been so reluctant to pick him in the past.
Who?
It's probably
Minor.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
I don't think they've been reluctant. Sorry, Paul.
They don't like Moanga. You're right. They don't like him, and it's just a matter. But there's just no one else.
Yeah, exactly. There's no one else, and that's why I sort of go back to when we had our first discussion about who might make it from the guys that are leaving. That would be the only call that would not surprise me actually, but they might do is bring in Sopoanga as a third. But yeah, I think they're left in a situation where they don't really have much choice. It's Barrett, McKenzie, and Moanga.
It's not an option for the future, is it? It's not going to do you well later on, into year 2. He's not going to be there to call on again. You got to make a call sooner or later. And I mean, he's got one cap to his name already, Moanga. So, he's obviously taken the plunge already.
Sopoanga could be there for the end of year 2. I think he's contracted through generally contracted through until then. But basically, when we're talking about Rugby World Cup, which is now that the Lions is out the way, that's what we're thinking about. He's not going to be around for that. There's no one else after Richie Moanga who's going to be ready for the Rugby World Cup as a fly half. So you've got to go with him because everyone else is just either not good enough or just too young.
Right, let's move into the. Oh no, let's not. Yes,
I was going to say Perifera will be there for the World Cup because it's 2019's the Blues year.
Oh God.
I'll say Perifeta and Gatland are both post-Rugby World Cup guys if they ever make the All Blacks. They're not. Yeah, they're not this side of the Rugby World Cup. Gee.
That's a good point now. Definitely to move on to the centres. Packed. I think packed centres. Someone good's going to miss out here if you look through these players. What are they going to go with? 5 centres.
So we're down to. We're down to 9 players for centres and outside backs. So
I knew I got you on for a reason. Keep count.
4 centres.
So generally, 4 centres and 5 outside backs.
5 outside backs. Yep. That's what I got.
Because you've got Mackenzie who can play fullback. Do you have 5 centres and 4 outside backs?
No, I think. No, I think they'll go with 4 centres and 5 outside backs.
You've probably got a lot of guys at the outside backs who can cover centre as well for the same portion of that rule.
Ben Smith.
Yeah, but it's a question.
Reluctantly.
So the obvious ones are Sonny Bill Williams, Crotty, Leonard Brown, and Laumapi, and that's your obvious ones. But do you want to go for a 5th one? Have Jack Goodhue in there because he's been so good? Do you want to try and bring? I think they should be bringing Arso in somewhere. And do you bring Arso in? They're not, unfortunately, but I think they should do. He's just fantastic player. I love him. Have my babies, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to go 4 with Crotty, Laumapi, Leonard Brown, and Sonny Bill.
See, I forgot about Laumapi. I actually had Jack Goodhue in there actually, as the 4. So I'd pick Jack Goodhue ahead of Leonard Brown personally. I don't see what Leonard Brown brings. I think he's had a poor season compared to his first season was great, but I think he's been poor this season. Yeah, I mean, like, it's interesting, isn't it? If Leonard Brown and Jack Goodhue were on equal in terms of experience in the All Black jersey, you'd be going Jack Goodhue's in there ahead of him. The only thing that would get Leonard Brown ahead of into the squad ahead of Jack Goodhue will be the fact that he's been wearing the All Black jersey. They know him, and I suppose what he brings to the team and what he can deliver for them.
One name I'll throw at you. He's not going to make the All Blacks obviously this season, but someone do you think that they're watching what he's doing? And that's Rob Thompson from the Highlanders. Is he in the mix? Is he in the foresight for future All Black squads?
Well, he's definitely putting his hand up. There's no doubt about that. But I don't think, obviously everybody's sort of thinking, oh, gee, look how good Rob Thompson's going this year. He went well last year as well. So he's on the scene. He's putting his hand up. We've already mentioned 5 guys, though, that you'd probably say are ahead of him.
It's a stacked area that's hard to get into, isn't it? He's going to be Crotty to get broken.
At 26, he's too old.
Oh, jeez, that is super harsh. He's got 2 World Cups in him left. What are you on about?
If as on 0 caps, you need to be getting your caps before you're 25. Your first cap. There you go. That's my new
There you go,
rule.
Rob. If you're watching, which I know every Highlanders player watches the channel religiously.
Hang up your boots, mate. Hang up your boots.
Just take the money and go to France. Go to the vineyards.
No. Don't bother. Hang up the boots.
Don't bother. You've had the kiss of death from the driving ball. Just go. Just go work at the factory. It's all over. Poor old Rob. Feel sorry for him. Let's go. Nothing more to add to the centres. Pick themselves easy.
They do. But you're right. I mean, you're right. There's been a couple of guys down in the Highlanders who've played well, and I'd always love Fadders to get or Buckman.
No, he's been broken all year. No, if he was fit, Macy.
It's a Barracuda.
I know they won't, but they're just two guys. They're two guys I like. So I wish.
No, look,
but anyway, they never will.
No, fair point, because you're looking at Faddis. Who's the other centre?
Ty Walden.
Young fella. Walden. Yep. And Faddis, Walden, the Barracuda. Those guys. They put their hand. They put in 80 minutes worth of work. They don't go hiding during the game or anything either. You know what I mean? So they're there for the full 80 minutes, and you see
them. Sometimes they play at fullbacks and they play in the centres. They're very versatile. They'll be good bench players. But hey, it's not going to happen.
Not going to happen. One position left, outside backs. So what do we decide?
Three positions left.
Okay, so let's pick the obvious one.
Well, can we have the Barracuda? We took seven centres.
Left wing, right wing, and fullback. There we go.
Got 5 left. Ben Smith.
Let's pick the 3 obvious to take up of the 5. So we got.
There you go.
Ben Smith. We've got Waisaki Naholo and Rico Ioane. So we've got 2 positions left to select somebody, to 2 people. Ben Lamb.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that.
I mean, it's the name in the papers at the moment, so to speak.
Yeah, it definitely is. There's a whole host of names. Okay, let me say what I've written down here, and tell me otherwise.
Please.
What's that? Sorry.
What you've written down there.
I will. Are you ready for this? Brace yourself.
You're prepped.
There's a Blues player in here, so prepare. Matt Duffy. We've already mentioned Ioane. Milani Nanai? Samoan under 20, so whether he's actually going to be eligible or want to play for them. Solomon Alimano from the Chiefs.
Yep.
He was lightning to start the season. Definitely got to be in there. Israel Dag, injured now, so I've put a bit of a cross through his name. Tavita Lee, another one that is also often forgot about. Ben Lamb talked about. Nehemiah Scudder. Julian Sevilla, probably not. Geordie Barrett, not even got a mention. Ooh.
Oh, well, we've got 2 positions to fill there. We only talked about 1. Geordie's in there. Geordie's in there. Let's face it, Geordie's in there.
So Geordie's in there. So you got 1 left. So you got basically right. You got fullback covered because you got Geordie and Ben Smith, right?
And you got Damien McKenzie at a pitch.
And you got Damien McKenzie. So you're going to pick a winger. That's at the end of the day. Now, one of the things I said is that Rico has been put on the right wing by the Blues this weekend. Is that to try and see if that frees up space to put Ben Lamb on the left wing? Because we've not seen Ben Lamb play anywhere else apart from left wing so far. When you got Rico Ioane nailed onto that left wing position, you're looking more for a right wing option, to be honest with you, and which is more down your Duffy. But Duffy hasn't really performed this season. If it was last season, I'd pick Duffy, but he had a great season last season. This season he's been a bit quiet. He started off being injured.
Started off okay, and then he's just gone off the boil.
But do you want to go off the same sort of style of player, though? If you've got Ioane, Ben Lamb, similar kind of players, would you want to go off something like a Nehemiah Scudder, who was such a different type of player, more of a beat you on the outside, kick a chip ahead sort of player, completely different sort of player to what we see from what they've got if they do go for Ben Lamb, to give it a bit of contrast.
Yeah, I suppose again, the thing that sort of makes it difficult. Still coming back. I suppose it's a week early. If he'd get 2 games under his belt to see how he performs, you might be able to call on it. Hard to make a call on after basically 1 game.
So I'd go Arso, but they know they won't.
Arso.
And someone we've not mentioned, obviously, is Julian Sevilla.
Well, I did mention him in my list, but
Did you? I
everyone
didn't
shook
hear
their
him, sorry.
heads. So, yeah,
I think they've moved on. That's the thing. Is that
he's over 26.
yeah, he's over
But
26.
no, I said you have to get your first cap before you're 26.
Hey, I'll be honest with you. I can't help but feel that the All Black selectors will feel let down by Julian Severe, third test, Eden Park against the Lions. 5 minutes in, lines open, he drops the ball.
He was in the training squad earlier this season for the training weekend.
And I've been in the training squad this season to be just to let you know. Yeah, just I don't think it was in the papers. Didn't get Gregor Paul coming to interview me or anything, but went under the radar.
So we'll add Ashwin to the bottom of the list. I'll just edit that now.
So now we've gone to a 34-man squad. We'll add our Ashwin. Milner Scudder for me. I think that's who they're going to go for, ahead of Ben Lamb.
Yeah, I'd kind of do the same, but just for the difference in style of play, just to give them that something different to throw on that other wing. That's my call.
Well, I can't see Ben Lamb playing on the right wing at all. I think he'd only play on the left wing, and that's gone. And I think they'll want a Milner, Scudder, Barrett, Smith style, a guy who's a fullback come winger. Which
15.5.
It's interesting,
14.5 to go on the right hand side.
Yeah.
I just have to throw this in there, right? It's interesting in the professional era how we talk about a winger being a left or right winger. Can't figure out, I'm on the outside here. I need to put the ball in this arm and fend with this and step this way in a professional era. Just saying.
It's a fair point.
It is, and we'll see how Rico goes on the right wing and see if he's any good this weekend.
Well, as I mentioned, he's actually. It's interesting, he's following the Tana route, starting on the wing, because he's a centre, and we've even talked. You're waiting to see him eventually move in with a Jack Goodhue or a Geordie Barrett into that midfield pairing to, the future, as you say, after post sort of 2019 World Cup sort of thing. That's an exciting, but we're moving forward there.
Well, to put a move right forward, you're looking at Triple T, Damon McKenzie, Geordie Barrett, then Rico Iwani, and that's your 9, 10, 12, 13 axis for the future.
More than 26, so he's out of there.
Exactly. He's gone.
Oh, it's a harsh video, this one. Very harsh. Oh, dear. Okay, we decided on... What did we go with? 5? We decided on 5. Smith, yes. Barrett, Naholo, Ioane. And we're going Lamb or Milner Scudder collectively. I'm going Milner Scudder. Vote for Nehi.
Milner Scudder.
Getting a sore bottom because I'm sitting on a fence.
Scudder Slayer.
I can't make up my mind between Milner Scudder and Ben Lamb. And even, to tell you back, is Alamalu. I'm probably saying his name wrong.
The Chiefs.
Yeah, sort of like just in that as well. It's just like but I'm sitting on that fence and getting a sore bottom for that last position.
Yeah, he had a great start to the season, but I think if he's he's probably post World Cup. If anything, maybe India tour. If he goes all season and plays really, really well, that's probably his best pick. Because I mean, how many players have a great first season or a great first explosive start to their careers in Super Rugby and then fade off? You got to get that second season or a long way. Yeah.
You get to go for the second season blues, not the blues, but yeah.
That's where they move to the blues.
No, because with the blues it's second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth.
Every season blues.
Hey, it was good for the first season of Super Rugby. We even won it.
Oh, poor blues.
We love Super 12s. Let's go back to Super 12s. Super 12s was good for the blues.
All right.
See, that's what it is. There's too many teams. They've stolen all our players. Let's get back down to Super 12s and have all our players back. Then we'll be good.
Yes.
That's it. We've solved it.
That went off track really fast. Really fast and really a far way as well. We've named our team. We've named our whole 33 that we started off selecting. That was pretty easy. Oh, 34, sorry.
Remind us who the 33 were. Go through it. Run
you were counting them, weren't you? You were counting them? Yeah. Well, if you want to know who we picked from the start to the finish, because I record and then post-edit, I'll have a nice visual list of the squads as we name them going over the page, so you can watch it. And everyone that's watching will already know this, but it will nicely swift across and go through the whole squad as we pick it. So that is what we call post-preparation. And here we go. Oh, this is going to be good. Yeah, I'll just edit it to when you've finished this little. You might need a bigger whiteboard though. Like it's getting pretty small. You missed the E. It's Geordie with an E. Come on. Don't. It's still an I.
Do graphics too. See, look, I even got Star Wars on the other side. How cool is that?
Oh, how fitting for about 6 days ago. Yeah, well done. Well done. And we've named our team. We're done. We've not gone on too long for a change. I mean, it's not an hour, so thumbs up to me for that one. Easy All Black squad. Coming soon, we'll have South Africa as well. We'll have a look at who's going to make that squad, which is going to be, I think, probably a bit more exciting to talk about than your Black squad, because it's pretty much pick your own. Whereas who knows who's going to end up in the Springboks jumper this year. And the Wallabies, for that matter.
Well, yeah, but the Springboks are going to change their rules, haven't they?
Well, they've changed their coach as well, so it's a new coach. This is for a squad. And they can pick anyone they want with good reason as well. So who knows who's going to turn up with that squad. So make sure to stay around on the channel.
He's a good player. That's why I picked him. That's a good reason.
He played outstandingly for French top 14 club in here. So that's my reasons. But yeah, stick around the channel for that. We'll have that coming very, very soon as well, following this video here today. Thank you to these two guys, these clowns, for joining me today. Where they can get hold of, if they want to talk and abuse your selections of Vince Arceau, Paul, where can they do that?
DrivingMaul, it's on the hat. So at DrivingMaul on Twitter, or DrivingMaul on YouTube, or even DrivingMaul.com if you want to. So yeah, subscribe, and do lots of subscribing, especially of Cornflake's channel. He's great. We love him. He's wonderful. This is why he doesn't actually let me meet him. It's always just done virtual because he's scared of me being too close.
So I think I've just got myself a nice intro if I ever host that All Black show again for Paul next time. The Vince Arceau lover. Ashwin, it'll be nice to you for your first time on the show. How can people find you? And I don't think I can really pick anyone. I criticise you for not picking Alemano in your squad.
I didn't actually pick him in the end, did I?
No, you didn't.
I couldn't pick anybody. Oh, no, they can find me at NZFatso on Twitter, and I'll see you there.
Sounds good. Thanks everyone for tuning in and watching. As per always, I'll see you again very, very soon for plenty more content in the coming days. Until then, take care.